السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Welcome to the Masjid Carpark podcast, episode 38. Oh, wow, we've changed seats.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum
Alaikum
assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you, Mr. Lata?
Alhamdulillah. How are you?
36, did you say?
38, man.
38, sorry. Just,
Where you been? You went to Umrah. He got the haircut.
I got the haircut.
You got the haircut
What's
too.
going on? Oh, you got the haircut as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all
Did
the
you go to Umrah as well?
Testosterone, you know,
I wish.
makes grow back quickly. Quickly. Anyway.
I just wanted
Alhamdulillah.
to have this pause of silence just to,
You know,
I don't really need to say much.
alhamdulillah.
You are a man. Ride
Yeah.
topless on a horse. Become a man like Putin.
Hey, don't joke, man.
Oh, he's doing the Will Smith.
Keep my name out of your mouth.
Keep your name. But you,
Anyway.
what a big week it's. Oh, actually, what a big month it's been. So many interesting things have happened since you went to Umrah.
Yeah.
What did I miss?
What did you make? What did you miss? Russia invading Ukraine.
No, that started before I.
Right.
That started before I
What
left.
did you make dua for? Will Smith slap? Did you make dua for Will Smith?
No, I mean, let's talk about the Umrah first. Alhamdulillah. Umrah was beautiful. The group was beautiful.
Mashallah.
Organization. It was, mashallah and barik alayhim, the organizers, and the group's about 25 of us from Australia. And it was like faultless.
What did it feel like getting on a plane? Forget about stepping off the plane. Just even
It
within
was
Melbourne.
surreal. It's still surreal, even after coming
Yeah.
back. And just the idea of being stopped from traveling, and I travel sort of quite regularly, and then to be stopped,
Full stop.
or everybody's been stopped, and then the idea of getting out of the country.
And you get stopped regularly when you travel anyway, right?
Yeah. no, I've only one. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Lane
A
one,
few-
brother. Lane one at customs.
Even happened
It's
this,
famous.
It happened this
Right this
time
way,
as-
please.
Yeah,
No, it's like when you go up to me, I know you're going to put lane one.
Yeah.
And they look at you like, how does he know?
Yeah, I've had like one strict, like, I wouldn't call interrogation, but other than that, it's
I had one.
yeah.
Anyway, let's not talk about.
But
airport
Umrah was
interrogations.
beautiful. Crowd was so less. Less. It was so enjoyable. It was supposed to be an enjoyable time.
Was it packed?
No. It was
Like
a
even the
piece of
haram?
cake. But it was like a piece. They were doing things when we were there. It was social distance, and then one of the nights it changed. So the rule came in. They're easing the social distance, so you can pray like shoulder to shoulder. Fill the gaps.
Were you able to enter into the ground floor space
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
haram?
yeah. Like So this is the thing. Like other than the idea of getting out of this convict colony of Australia. That was
Okay.
Victoria.
Tell us how you really feel about Dan Andrews,
Yeah,
bud.
exactly. So no. I mean, just getting out of Victoria, we copped it. So to get out of,
we did.
Yeah.
so I was extremely happy. The idea. I'm just worried. Do the pilots still know how to fly their planes after 2 years? The A380, but
Was it an A380?
yeah, it was.
Wow.
And there and back as well from Medina.
First
as well,
class
mashallah.
economy business.
On the way back, we had me and there's another brother. We had the 3 seats. I know where to book the seats now. They have these seats, reserve seats at the back.
Oh, do
And-
they?
Yeah. But anyway, for us, we had 3 seats. The plane was packed both ways,
Oh, okay.
but we got like in the way back. We had our own like 3 seats, so we just
Mashallah.
lie down.
Did they know
The
you were
only
an
annoying
alim?
thing, annoying thing about the plane was wearing masks all the time, and
Oh.
they kept
Oh,
reminding
really?
me on the plane. Not during food service, but other than that, I mean, it doesn't. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Like it's a rule, and they try to mitigate it and try their best or whatever. But it was just sort of, it was very annoying because in Australia, the most that probably I put the mask on is what from Safeway, like just Safeway shopping, half an hour. I mean, no longer than half an hour.
That's
the
because you're a
idea-
hermit.
But the idea of going 14, 15 hours
That's
flying,
Yeah,
and then in
non-stop,
the
isn't it?
airport as well, then in Saudi as well, like not in the streets, but in the Masjid Nabawi and Masjid Haram, you have to, and I got told off, and they won't let you in without a mask and sort of thing.
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
Do they
it's
have
like-
masks
it's like-
there
it's
if you
like
forget
mosque-
your mask?
No. They just send you. It goes like you go, and Saudi police how they are, and those they need sensitivity training, big time. Like
Bro, think about the millions of people that go there.
I don't care.
Oh, how are you feeling? Like,
There's a way
would you
to.
like me
I
to
could
help
not
you with
imagine
that?
No, I
Like,
get that.
They have to be like that.
Yeah. No,
When you're dealing with millions of people turning up and doing your head
that's the
in.
explanation I have to give to brothers who are complaining. I said, brother, it's people coming from all over the world, from third world countries.
Different
They don't know how to line
mentalities,
up. They don't know how to line up in a queue. That's why they're frowning. They're frustrated.
It's pretty full on.
But when you're at the receiving end, it's like anyway.
I copped
Let's
it
not
a few
complain. I'm
times,
not
but I was like,
complaining
you know
about
what?
nothing.
Fair call.
It was a beautiful Umrah.
Mashallah.
MashaAllah.
Enjoyable. Just and then I realized there when the people I know over there is one brother in Makkah. He's a teacher there, and he said that you don't know how hard it was for us. Because especially Makkah Mukarramah, because Makkah is it's like a buzz,
Yeah.
So like there's always people from all over the world, and there's always movement, and it's crowded, busy, and so forth. And to not have that in Makkah Mukarramah, and you're in Makkah, and he said that we had to pray Eid on the top of our apartment building. Yeah, they couldn't go to Masjid. Yeah, just imagine you're in Makkah, the Kaaba's just there, like up the road.
You can't go.
And it's
You can't
empty.
go. Yeah,
Wow.
because of restrictions and so forth. Because the way the haram is that it forces people together and tawaf and all that.
Yeah.
Certain
So
direction.
they were because we had to pray Eid like on top of we're in Makkah, we can't go to haram. So because you don't, and because all this the foreign faces, like people from all over the world. He said the brother was with me. He's just standing, look around. He's like coming in for him as well. Just getting acclimatized again, like we coming back to our community and social distancing is gone, and he's like just because I'm so like he's just so happy just looking at all these. I don't know, for some reason, the Indonesians were like represented in the crowd.
Mashallah.
They're like I reckon 60-70% of the whole.
Well,
Really?
they've got the largest Muslim population, so
Yeah, but Arabs and everybody else, they were just like everywhere. So he said it's just so good to see like strange people from strange. I don't know how else to put it.
Different lands. How's
People
that?
from they look weird, not normal. No.
Was he saying that while he
From
was looking?
different parts
Was
of
he
the-
saying this while he was looking at you?
like strangers, like people that you don't recognize
That
and
don't
people
look normal.
I don't know how else that came out really bad, but no. He just said he was so happy to see people from different parts of the
Mashallah.
world. That's what he's trying to say. He was so happy, he said we lost all of that for 2 years.
Well, last week I went to this dinner and it was the first time. It was in one of the hotels in the city, and it was the first time in 2.5 years, I've been in a public place where everybody's eating. And it's like a function,
yeah.
and no one's wearing masks.
But
It felt so good.
I thought you don't wear masks while you're eating.
No, even just generally, just walking in, no one's asking you to put a mask on. Everyone's just chilled,
Yeah,
and that was surreal for me.
yeah.
Just
Yeah,
sitting there
subhanallah.
going, "Wow, we like, you know."
It just goes to show the little things that we take for granted. Just
I
not
think
having
after
to wear
these
something
last
over
2
your face.
years,
Yeah.
I don't think we can take anything for granted. Even
subhanallah.
driving down the street,
Yeah.
even going to get a can of Coke.
Yeah, it's
Wouldn't
going
mind
to
a
take a
can of Coke.
while. It's going to take a while to get back to normal. It's going to take.
I don't think we'll ever get back to normal.
We've
We've got the BA2 coming out.
Even when they said the SUFs are back to normal, the SUFs are not back to normal.
No, they're
Even in
not.
mosques here as
They're
well.
not.
Yeah.
People got used to being away.
Automatically,
Yeah,
they're
that-
social
yeah.
distancing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's still like a hesitation because, you could still catch it from somebody. Like I had COVID last week after I came back. So, I tested positive
Social distancing or what?
last week, and that's my second time that I got it. I had the booster, 3 shots. Now they're saying the 4th. Let's not talk about that, but because the cases are going up again a little bit.
Yeah.
The BA2 is increasing in New South Wales.
Is that mosquito thing?
No,
No,
the
there's
new
a big
variant.
Another variant?
Yeah,
Of
so with
Omicron.
this one,
It's like
the
a sub-variant.
19,000, 19 to 20,000 or 9,000 to 10,000. It was one of those figures between 10 and 19-year-olds. That's the majority of the guys copying it. My son's had it 4 times.
COVID.
COVID.
Ya Allah.
Like, now I'm over it. I just said to him, don't leave the house.
Yeah.
Like, work from home because you just seem to be a magnet for it. Right.
Allah. Yeah, I copped the second time, but this time was I had that flu, that quote unquote super flu, which is apparently like because our immunity, because all the social distancing, using masks and everything, our immunity's like dropped or something, and now like we're more susceptible, and when we get like a flu, we cop it worse.
Yeah.
So I had that, and then in the middle of that, I got COVID as well, and that hit me really bad. That was like I was knocked out for 10 days in extreme pain. I'm still like I haven't recovered fully. Like I'm feeling like very fatigued.
Yeah.
Have you had COVID yet?
Yeah, I heard it once.
How long did it last?
2
So
days.
Omicron.
Yeah, 2 days.
Yeah, Omicron's like it was okay. I had that in January, and it was okay. Like it was 2 days. Yeah, same 12 hours. Within 24 hours, you're sort of getting back to normal. Whatever this thing was, where there's a flu and then conflated by the.
You better not be the BA2, and then if I cop it.
Well, whatever I copped it, and it was. Yeah, I was in a lot of pain.
You're out of your
Like
quarantine.
the Omicron
period
was
and
a
everything.
piece of cake compared to this. Even if it was just the flu, it was really bad. It was like 10, 12 days.
Did
I
you
was like-
test?
Yeah, I tested a few times, so alhamdulillah, I'm okay now. But
Well, they've got, if you get sick, the rules are, if you've had COVID in the last 8 weeks, even if you're sick, you don't test.
Why? What? How does that work?
I called when I called the department for my son, the guy on the other end of the phone, he's like, I said, my son's just had it.
Yeah.
Like 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, he's got COVID again. He goes, why did you test him?
What?
And then I go, well, because isn't
That's what
that,
you're
isn't
supposed
that
to
what
do,
we're
yeah.
supposed to do? And he's like, no, if you've had COVID in the last 8 weeks, you don't test, you just get on as per normal.
It's like
And
they're
I said,
over it.
well, so what do we do about this? And he goes, have you told the department? I said, no, not yet. He goes, okay, assume you haven't.
Wow.
And he just gets better and goes back to school. He still did 7 days because we're like, no, we're not messing with this.
It's almost like they're
Everyone's over it.
Yeah.
yeah, but they can't. So that's the thing. That's the catch-22. You know, like they have to attend to it because it's a public health issue. Like you can't pretend that guy probably is not officiated to say things like that. You know, it's like the the checkout chick giving you extra discounts,
Yeah,
freebies, checking.
yeah.
Oh, just take this, but the manager hasn't approved it. That sort of
That makes
sort
sense.
of thing. So these guys, they probably say, you know, it's
I mean, it's a call center, really.
yeah,
where he's working. Yeah.
I worked in government call center once as well. And
Yeah.
you
That's
don't.
interesting. What was that like?
You know what it was? It was for the budget, which we just had last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a budget hotline. So basically, we would. They put us in a lockdown. This in St Kilda. So they put us. It was like for 1 month. It was a contract. So basically, they put you in a lockdown. All the like it's a folder that thick. The whole day they
The
train.
budget.
Yeah, because the budget's not released. All the details are not released.
Yeah.
So you're in a lockdown. No mobile phones. You can't contact. You're in this in this.
But you can go home, right?
You can't go
No,
home.
he's in lockdown.
Well, you can't even go home for a month.
No. For that day, because
Oh,
the next
right.
day you got to be on
okay.
the phones.
Yeah.
So that first day they get you up to date. They train you for all the things that are going to be in the budget.
Where do you sleep?
No, you don't.
He goes
You're not
ho- he
staying
goes
there.
home.
You
It's
go
just
at night. You go home.
Okay, that's what I'm
So
saying.
the next day
Oh,
you're going to
okay.
be on the phones.
Yeah.
But they need to train you for like the whole day. The whole day's of training and training, but you're not allowed to contact the outside world
Yeah.
because until the budget is released, then the next day you're on the phones answering questions. So you got this big folder and all the details of all the ins and outs.
Do many people call in?
Yeah, it
asking-
was busy.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people
especially
interested.
old people. They call.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I mean, most now people just check online.
Now people will be calling in
This
for the
is like
420 bucks.
the
What is that like?
early.
It's a bribe.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's actually
15
literally
years
a
ago.
bribe.
It's a bribe.
Yeah.
No, that's 20 years ago actually. So that's early 2000s. So
Oh,
internet.
you're old, man.
Yeah, I was
20
in
years
primary
ago.
school.
Yeah.
20 years ago. Well, I was.
When I
yeah,
met you, around actually
I was
exactly
just,
the
I
time
was
I met
just
you.
born.
I was
Yeah,
in
I think I
Yeah.
was.
Mashallah.
Yeah, I think I was. Yeah, just born.
Subhanallah. So anyway,
Has it been 20 years?
yeah. So that was 2001.
I've known you for
That
20
was
years.
2001, 2002, yeah, something like that. But
Wow.
anyway,
I was in year 8.
we're working.
You guys are
Now I
already
feel old,
working.
Now I feel old. Yeah.
I have no words right now. I'm
Yeah, let's not think
speechless.
Joel and we have a midlife crisis.
Yeah. Oh, midlife crisis on air. Right. So, who's
Alhamdulillah.
buying the Harley?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Who's coming parachuting with me tomorrow?
Who's getting second one? No, that's usually that's the Muslim version of a Harley.
You gotta cut.
Nah, Harley. No, I'm not going there. I ain't going there, bro.
Yeah. Anyway,
Everyone just goes quiet. There's that silence, and everyone's thinking, "I hope the missus."
Umrah was
doesn't listen to
beautiful.
this."
Yeah.
Umrah was beautiful. Everything was,
Mashallah.
Mashallah.
but there was one sad part. I have a favorite in Medina Munawwara. There's an Indonesian restaurant. my favorite Indonesian restaurant. And it's like busy, it's like a buffet Indonesian style, like proper Indonesian
mashallah.
traditional food. And it's chock-a-block. And then there's a brother, both of us were walking, and he knows the restaurant as well. And we gave up on looking for it because they're asking, because a lot of stuff shut down, closed down. And then we were standing below it without realizing it, like we were standing on the escalator that leads up to it.
Yeah.
And we're standing there, and then we looked up and we see the sign Indonesian restaurant, but like the sign is gone, just the outline and the dust is there. And then we see the chairs on the tables and dusted windows. It's been closed for like 2 years. And like a lot of businesses, sadly, I mean, like it happened in Australia as well, but over there I don't think they gave the support like here.
Yeah.
And when we just stood there, that was very depressing. Okay, a lot of people have copped it for economic.
Yeah, can you imagine, especially
businesses.
there? I mean, wouldn't those businesses, most of their income is from people coming?
Yeah,
for
of
Hajj and
course.
Umrah.
Yeah, it's all from there. It's a whole city is geared towards, especially around the haram and so forth, both harams. So just when we saw that, I said, "Oh no!" Like, I felt the desolation. Like, it was like it felt. Then you started noticing, like, all the shops that are closed and all the businesses that have been closed, and you start to realize, these cities have been hit. Really, really.
Well,
hard.
even when you go into Melbourne City,
Yeah. Oh, the
it's,
city is
it's
just
not what it
at
definitely
all.
not what it used to be. The shops are shut, like cafes are gone.
no one's out like on the streets anymore. But
People just work, and then
working
even
from
Friday,
home.
I was there. It wasn't that bad packed.
yeah, it's
I think
so
this
surreal.
this whole COVID situation has also created this, working from home culture.
Yeah.
So now a lot of people are they're doing it.
Yeah, I mean, you can do it now. Everyone's now used to Zoom, and
I mean, 2 years of it, so it'll be hard to just cut it out.
yeah, I mean, it's actually healthier for people, and
Yeah, exactly.
they get the work done. Then, but there's some companies that are forcing people to come back.
It's
They're
strange.
shaming people. Like there was a sign somewhere about, aren't you sick of just sitting in your sweatpants and
Really?
yeah, like
Yeah.
they're shaming people back to work, and said, no, just cut my pay. I'll stay home with my family. Like there's people like that that's saying,
Wow.
they just realize they got a taste of something better. Like
Yeah, of life.
those who have a healthy sort of family life or whatever, they get actually I can have a happier, more productive family life.
Well, people are moving into the bush. That's the whole,
Yeah, that's the whole.
influx of.
Yeah, but Australia's got
moving
rubbish internet. Like if you're doing online stuff,
You mean the outback in the bush?
no, not even
towns.
No, not even Outback. Just like 10 minutes out of Melbourne.
Really?
Yeah, Australia's famous for its like. That's the whole thing. They were fighting over the
NBN.
NBN.
MBN and what's the other one?
Optic fiber.
To the node, whatever. Optic fiber to the node or whatever.
Fiber to the curb, fiber to the building.
Yeah,
That's what they call it,
exactly. Yeah, they were doing all that because, and the Labor and Liberal were fighting over it, and they were basically, I think, Liberals saying we're going to have 4G anyway, so why are we even bothering?
Now they got 5G.
Yeah, and like why are we even?
Does
bother-
anyone have a 5G phone?
Yeah, all the new phones.
They
now,
enable
they're
automatically.
enabled 5G.
Yeah, but has anybody? Do you know anyone, or have you ever used the 5G?
My phone is 5G.
Is your phone
Yeah.
5G?
And
Yeah,
you'll sometimes
But there's
come up-
no
Oh, okay.
reception for 5G. But
So
if
what
I'm
about
near
all
a
those
tower-
towers?
Nah, those towers are still 4G.
Yeah, all
thing
these
is
new
5G
5G towers that have gone up.
But 5G is not really for Australia.
Yeah,
Because
no. With 5G, the radius of it's very short.
Exactly.
So
like,
it's
That's
literally
why
like
there's so many towers.
yeah, it's literally like I think a 50 meter radius, and if you're out of
you
there,
got to put them everywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
on
gotta
every
put 'em
power.
everywhere.
They're going to put it on every power. Like you got to put it like at every the poles. They have to put it everywhere.
yeah, for it to work properly.
Yeah, that's why it's only really suitable for the inner city, and like
Right.
Yeah.
it's not really good for Australia. Like because we're so spread out and
Yeah, I don't see it working here.
yeah.
It'll be years
So
before.
what was
I
the
doubt
point
it.
of putting up all these towers?
Well, they're trying to,
Make
I
it
mean,
We
work?
can't
yeah.
really. It's not very effective compared to like 4G sort of where we're at the moment. Like for fast.
their share price dropped dramatically. It was
5G?
like it was like $1.50. Now it's
There's
like
5G an actual company.
it's a 5G network is the company.
Oh wow.
So it's half. I think it's half government owned and half private. Kind of like Telstra. But yeah, they were at like $1.50, I think, like before COVID, and then COVID hit.
Is Telstra still half government owned?
I think so. I'm not actually, no, I'm not really sure.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, they've listed
Yeah, no, it wouldn't be, yeah.
ages ago.
Mm.
And when it was called Telecom, now
But-
I'm showing my age.
But then again, look,
Now I'm showing my
5G is listed, but it's still partly owned by the government too. So I don't know. I don't see the
Okay.
government letting that go, all that infrastructure, to some private company, like 100%.
Serious? Of course, man.
You reckon?
Sell everything. Port of Darwin sold it to the
Ah, yeah,
Chinese, and
that's
now they're
true.
worried
Even
about that.
even our railway too. Yeah, that's true.
See the
All
Chinese
these cattle farms
Solomon
Yeah.
Islands.
Oh, Solomon
What
Islands.
is
Yeah, what is
going on there, 2,000 kilometers from here.
That's a bit scary.
But the
Not really. They're not going to do anything.
You reckon?
No.
Right.
What are they going to do? Are they going to invade Australia?
Doesn't it seem pretty strategic? Because we've been bad mouthing and opening our mouths, you know,
But they're not going to do
and
anything.
then all of a sudden,
yeah, but they're not going to do
Yeah,
anything.
set
But
up a
they'll be
base
ready
there.
to do something.
yeah,
Yeah, but
There's a
like
position.
neither are we going to invade them, nor it's a
China.
stalemate.
no,
Like-
we're not gonna. We've got
no,
no,
as
chance
a
of
Western
invading.
coalition,
Yeah,
Japan, Korea, if everybody gets together,
yeah, true.
yeah, the only I think everybody's learning with the current situation that the idea of annexing is not cheap
Mm.
and it's very costly and very humiliating. Like
Yeah.
Russia's at the moment, the way that we thought things were going to play out, or
Yeah.
that we didn't even foresee it, the way everything just like Russia copped it. Like they put it that way. They've copped it militarily.
Mm.
Economically.
Economically, their respect is lost, and even Russians are saying that, like, they have to assert we are anti-Putin, we're pro-Russian, anti-Putin, like the dissidents. I was listening to one of the he was an MP in the what do they call it? The
Oh, he's going to be dead soon.
he's out. He's in Ukraine. He's in Kiev.
okay.
What's his name? What do they call it? What's their parliament? Duma.
Yeah.
Kremlin.
Duma, I think. Anyway, whatever it is. In the Kremlin, but there's the actual parliament. He's an MP,
Oh,
and he goes, "I'm gonna." What did he say? He's like, we want him dead, like Putin. Like he
Wow.
was an MP. He was an MP, and he said we're not scared of him, but like it requires like he's a very interesting guy. Like he was an MP in Russia, and now he's fighting with the Ukraine against Russia, and he said that I'm pro-Russian, anti, and I think Ukraine's accepted. No, they had a meeting in Turkey, and basically they said Russia has to pull. They can say that now because Russia's been getting smashed. Like their stuff, whatever they had, it's not working.
Oh, they've.
Are there any nuclear facilities in Ukraine?
No nuclear weapons, but Chernobyl's there, and this is
And the biggest, also the biggest nuclear power plant in Europe is there.
in Ukraine.
Really?
In the Ukraine, yeah.
No, they handed over their.
There was fighting
you know,
going on
You know
here.
what happens after the fall of the Soviet Union? There's an agreement that was signed between Russia and Ukraine.
Yeah.
So all the Soviet states were given a choice: do you want independence, have your own country, or be part of the federation? Ukraine was one of the countries, like all these Eastern Bloc countries, that chose no, we don't want to be part of the Soviet, part of Russia Federation. We want to have our own independent country. Ukraine, because right next to Russia, a lot of the nuclear arsenal
Yeah.
was held in Ukraine. An agreement was made between Russia and Ukraine that Russia will never do military aggression against Ukraine, and they handed over all the nuclear weapons to Russia
Wow.
because they didn't want proliferation of it, the US and so forth.
Yeah.
So there's actually an agreement that was signed. Boy, that was a mistake. that in hindsight, that was
Yeah.
because Russia actually promised they will never act militarily
Yeah,
against.
but you could say that the same flip side for NATO as well. Also promised that we'll never come right up to your
Well,
border.
that wasn't like in agreement, but I think Ukraine said we want to be part of the European Union, but we can give up NATO. But then you saw the message,
Yeah.
which basically, if Russia was to ever attack,
Yeah. There's
then
countries.
Turkey, there's all these countries that signed
China,
up.
Turkey.
Weird countries.
There's about
Yeah,
10
it's
countries that
random.
have signed
Yeah.
up. Basically, we will attack Russia. So it's the same as NATO, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
exactly. It's like the same game,
But bigger. But bigger.
Yeah, I mean that's
On
reasonable.
a more global
And
scale.
then back to what we're saying about China. See, China now, how are they going to attack Taiwan? If the Taiwanese have sent, they sent some help, aid, whatever, to even the Taiwanese, they're watching. Oh, this is how you fight
yeah, everyone's
this
watching.
is a quote unquote superpower.
Yeah.
So, like a nuclear capable nation, this is how you're going to fight them.
Yeah.
So even they're taking notes.
But at the same time, when you look at China's eye on Taiwan, they're not going to do anything anytime soon.
They can't.
It'll be a long-term
and,
play.
and Russia surrounds the whole of Ukraine, like it's got a border right around it.
Yeah.
So they're just rolling in tanks from across their border.
Yeah.
So yesterday there was an attack in Russia. You know, there's a missile was launched from Ukraine into Russia.
Wow.
That attacked one of those depots where it's just full of tanks and trucks.
Wow.
Yeah, their armaments, whatever, exploded and so forth. So they've actually now done an attack on Russian soil But what I'm saying is, since there's such a huge border, thousands of kilometers
They've
border,
got the ability to do that.
yeah, they can just roll in like from every side, and that's what they're doing. If you see the map, where they're attacking from everywhere,
Yeah.
from the sea, they're surrounded. But in Taiwan's an island.
Yeah, it's
You
going
got
to
to
be
fly
tricky.
in.
Yeah,
You got to
you-
bring in ships.
Ships.
Yeah.
But
So
that's
all
why,
they have to do is just start firing some missiles at some ships, and the planes, the anti-aircraft. That's all you need to do. Like, you just they're not going to be able to.
General Khalid here.
I'm looking out.
He's looking out for Taiwan.
I'm just saying it's not the same thing.
That sounds
Like-
pretty cool, but General Khalid.
Taiwan's in a better.
I'm moving countries if he becomes a general. I'm going
Taiwan,
to Solomon Islands. Ni
Taiwan,
hao ma. No, that's Japanese.
Taiwan is
that's Chinese.
Taiwan is much safer than Ukraine against China.
Yeah.
China's not going to do anything. They're
But what
gonna-
about China and Solomon Islands? That's what I want to know. I think Australia
It's
is
going to be expensive.
I feel
for
like
them.
Australia's taken a lot of advantage of Solomon Islands over the years.
I don't think they're taking
Yes,
advantage.
we've
They've invested.
provided aid and invested, but at the same time,
What advantage have they taken?
resources. Gold is one classic example
Really?
of it.
Yeah.
And I read an article while I was in Solomon Islands about the gold mine that was there,
Yeah.
and they were saying that the gold that was mined, I think it's per part or whatever. I don't know how they work it out. So just for example, say 1 kilo of soil contains 10 grams of gold. Like it's not that, but I'm just giving an example.
Yeah.
It was very low.
Yeah.
Now the same thing when I read it here in Australia, this was years ago before I went there, I think it was a Fin Review. When I read an article about that, they said that the quality of the gold coming out of there was massive.
I don't think
So-
it's that much. I don't think it's.
I don't know,
I don't think. I think I get the strategic value of it, having a foothold in the Pacific and so forth. But
But it's,
China's.
everything's far.
It's going to cost China.
I don't know.
The way when I think of what China's doing, I just get not flashbacks because I wasn't there, but
Yajuj Majuj.
nah. Japan, like because Japan and America fought there.
Yeah. Well,
and-
there was
Yeah,
guys
the
30 years
battle-
later
battle
coming
of-
out of the jungles thinking the war was still going on.
Battle of Guadalcanal. That's
Yeah.
famous. Yeah.
yeah,
But that's like.
They had an air base there as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's.
one of those
but
little
you
islands.
can't compare
Vela
it
La
with.
Vela.
They
Yeah,
will
that's
never. They will never march. Like, what's China done? Like, it's taken like little Ladakh in India, okay? Hong Kong, which is an agreement. Macau, which is an agreement. What's the other one? There's islands that they're trying to build up in the South China
Yeah.
Sea.
Well, they didn't exist.
Yeah.
So there's no agreement.
They made
They've
some
made
islands. They
them.
made some islands. I know if you really look at it, it's actually very small. Japan was an empire, or it was like they just.
It was an empire, yeah.
And they started going out in all directions, like they conquered like the whole right up to Burma.
That's pretty impressive for such
They
a
went
tiny
right up.
nation.
They
Well, look at
they
the UK.
steamrolled into like
Same thing.
Yeah.
steamrolled into China, right up to Burma, the whole Southeast Asia, right up to Darwin. They attacked Darwin. I mean, put it that way.
Pearl Harbor.
Pearl Harbor, yeah.
Pearl Harbor. So it was a total different. China would never do that.
Yeah.
And after what's they're doing to Russia, like economically, how they're crippling them and all that, I don't think China will ever. Biden said the guy's like not all there.
Sleepy Joe.
Yeah, he's a sleepy Joe.
But he actually said he made a phone call to Xi whatever.
Xi Jinping.
Yeah, and he made a phone call to him. He said, "You better not be supporting Russia." Like
Wow.
just before he went to Europe, there's a call, like a video call, whatever, and he said to him, "You better not be."
The world's in such chaos.
How does Biden
what's the way
tell
out?
Xi Jinping?
Because he can.
Because he's the president of the United States.
He can.
Yeah. This is when you.
This is
That's
as
when
I thought
good-
China was
the most powerful man in the world.
No, this is the. Yeah, exactly. Like we can say it's a declining power and this and that, but if you add all the 10 next countries, add all their weaponry
That's
and
right.
everything,
Yeah, yeah.
And the
America's
defense
still
budget.
more. Yeah, because it come nowhere close.
Yeah.
Like
How
to
many? America's got thousands of foreign bases.
Yeah.
Not hundreds.
They're an empire. Like you can't compare China. The fact that he did that and the way he did it, you better behave and you better not be the lifeline to Russia because we're putting sanctions on them. Like that threat, like it's unbelievable. I was actually impressed, like I thought that
By Sleepy Joe,
I was impressed.
the
that
man
that's
does not impress me.
no, it's not impressive.
The man
That
does
threat
not
is
impress
impressive.
me. Trump impresses me.
And China fell in,
Although that sounds crazy.
China's fall in line. Have a look at the statements they make, the way they report. They change their tune very
But
quickly.
it's not because of Sleepy Joe. It's because what's behind him.
Yeah, of course.
He's the president of the United
Yeah,
States.
he's a symbol, whatever. He's United. It is the United States. Like the way they asserted themselves very quickly. I was actually impressed. Like not to be impressed with the United States. They've had a lot of war crimes and all that sort of stuff. But I said, okay, they still.
Yeah, the double standards on that is it breaks
They're
my
still
heart.
in charge. What of the
War crimes or attacking a country and everything they're saying. You could link that. All of the rhetoric that comes out, you could actually link that to all of the previous
look what
invasions.
Julian Assange, what they're doing to him.
Yeah.
You know.
That's what I
if
mean.
Julian Assange exposed Russia, he would be a hero.
He'd be a hero.
Yeah, Snowden, he's in
He'd be a
Russia.
hero, yes.
Yeah, I mean exactly. Yeah,
Snowden's got to be worried.
the war crime.
Yeah.
They're talking about war crimes there. The amount of war crimes they committed in Iraq and Afghanistan. So
That's why they're after Julian Assange because
yeah.
you know,
He got married last
the
week.
linen.
He got married?
He got
Yeah.
married. He's got 2
His
kids.
lawyer, I think.
Wow. To his lawyer, huh?
No,
think he's a lawyer?
No, it was no. I don't think she was his lawyer.
She's spokesman or something.
Yeah.
So they had a wedding outside the jail. You know, I mean, what
the
they
white
doing,
jail was inside. The wedding was inside the jail.
Oh
the-
no, but
the-
they had
the
like a
ceremony.
party cake outside on the
Yeah.
street. Yeah,
Yeah, well, this poor guy is languishing inside with nothing.
yeah. And Australian government pressure's being put. I think an MP, maybe it was a Green MP that went to meet him. You know, he met him just last week or something like that in
Okay.
prison to try. He goes, "This is basically it's the Australian Prime Minister has to say something. Like it's got to come from the Australian government, but they're going to take revenge. I mean, CIA tried to kill him, and that's
But
yeah.
did they? Is there proof that they did,
No, it's like
or is that anecdotal evidence?
I think a lot of this stuff is anecdotal, but you can see it makes sense that that's what they would do. You know, initially that's what they will probably. I mean, he basically pulled the rug out under the CIA. Can you imagine how much pain that's
Anger.
like?
Yeah.
Not just one, like a bit of information,
Yeah.
the whole lot.
Yeah.
Like
They're still sifting through those documents.
yeah, like the level of the amount of information that they got, like it's unbelievable. Like it's a treasure trove, and
And Bradley Manning copped it as well, who's now Chelsea Manning.
yeah, that's the hard drive. Yeah, all that. I mean, whatever that weirdness is of what happened to that person, but as for like what they did to expose the oppression of the and the war crimes that were done, that were hidden. So it just sanitized nicely, and they dehumanized the Iraqis and Afghanis, but
Well, even now with Ukraine and war is bad in Ukraine, but Poland had shut its borders to the Syrian refugees. There's still thousands of them camped on the border
Yeah.
through winter.
Yeah.
But with the Ukrainians, open up the doors, come in. Each one's adopting a family.
But
Like,
Poland's a different animal, man. Have you seen? Is it? Do they have a president? Is that a president? Anyway.
Belarus.
No. Poland. I've seen him a couple of times talk about migrants, immigrants, and he's just like they're never welcome here.
Yeah,
Outright.
Austria,
They're never
and
welcome
Hungary, they're like a bit full on. Those countries,
Yeah.
Denmark, Norway, they're going the
Hitler
same
was
way.
from Austria, wasn't he?
Oh,
here. He is too.
Yeah. Anyway,
no
It's
comment.
his father, right? His father's Austrian.
yeah, there was a sheikh from one Arab country I met. His wife was Austrian, and he said we went to visit him. And
Be careful where you
and
go
he
with
said,
this.
no, he goes,
I'm so
he said-
worried
no,
about
he
where
said
he's
to us,
going with this.
he goes, the Jews are the chosen people, and the Austrians are the frozen people. He's got Austrian kids, but anyway, it was interesting. He goes very different from Arabs, very expressive and emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those Eastern European, I mean, they've never had historically any love for Muslims for sure. But I was actually impressed with the MP, one of the Ukrainian MPs, or one of the heads of the government. He put a statement out because some Ukrainians, because of the Chechens, were fighting for the Russians. I shouldn't say Chechens, but they call them, what do they call them? Kadyrov or
Yeah.
something like that. The current Chechen president's like his militia or gang or whatever. And
no, the Kadyrov, the whole thing is it's named after him.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so
His
they,
followers.
like his
It's like saying the
his-
Shahs,
he-
like
yeah.
the
The
Shahrites,
and
the Shahrites,
Yeah.
yeah,
or the
Shiites.
Muhammad Shamites,
But anyway,
the Muhammad Shamites,
yeah, so
or the
so,
Mirzites.
yeah. He said that we shouldn't be saying insulting religion, like, and that was impressive. He said, like, people are saying we're going to put the Chechens in pig skin, and he said that you shouldn't hurt the sentiments of Muslims because there's Muslims fighting, because there's Muslims in Ukraine,
Yeah.
Tatars and Chechens and people who've lived there, settled there. They're fighting along with the Ukrainians against Russia. And even one of the Tatar leaders, he said, I'm so ashamed of my people. Like
Wow.
there's there's a Tataristan is a province within Russia.
Mm.
And he said, I can't believe what did they, someone said it because the Russians have they become zombies as a people. You
The
know?
Russians.
Yeah, they become like, they don't really care about generally, except the younger people. Generally, they don't care about like the suffering of other people. You know,
The Russians.
if you think about this, Australia when it was participating in Afghanistan or Iraq, it didn't really care about Iraqis or Afghans in general, right? It only through their own lens that they care about. Generally, they don't sympathize, you know, with the average Iraqi or Afghan.
Yeah.
They don't. So similarly, also the Russians, the way the media and everything there is, they don't really care about the Ukrainians.
Well, that's natural because you're the invader.
Yeah.
You can't
they've
afford to
switched off.
sympathize
Yeah,
with
that's what
with
they said.
the
They're
people
almost
you're
like
invading.
zombies, like in terms of the state. But anyway,
The world's pretty screwed.
people are. I don't say the world, but the people. Many people are.
It's
Yeah,
if you sit down and ponder upon it, it's quite depressing.
Mm.
yeah,
But then at the same time, we have Deen to help pull us out.
Alhamdulillah.
yeah. It can make you very, very nihilistic reading the news, and very selective. Like, you know, we can switch off as Westerners because we live in a Western country. We're Muslims, but we're still Westerners.
Yeah.
It's we are very what's a word? Like, we're more in tune with the feelings of Western sentiments,
Well,
but like we don't feel what's happening in Yemen. We
that's
don't
the,
feel
that's
what's
the media
happening.
we consume.
Yeah, exactly. So we
And that's what we're fed.
like but that's what we relate to more. We don't understand in Yemen or in Africa or in Afghanistan or whatever. Like, we don't, because we are Western. Like, whether we accepted by the West or not, we are Westernized. Like, we
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
I think there's a comedian.
Right, we're Aussies, man. Even
Huh?
though it may not seem like it,
Huh?
we're Aussies. Even
Yeah,
though
yeah,
it may not
like
seem
we
I think could you live in any other
Yeah,
country?
like we.
No.
Shane Warne's janaza was tonight.
Oh, bro.
Not a janaza, but they had a, what do you call it?
Ceremony, whatever.
His
It was on. It's on now. I
Yeah,
think.
his memorial.
It's on memorial, and you know, like, it's weird. He would have nothing to do with us probably, but then like,
Nah, he wouldn't.
Huh?
That's the thing with Shane Warne. He would have.
all right. See, this is the brainwashing.
No, this is not the brainwashing. This
Yeah.
is not the brainwashing.
Yeah,
The guy was amazing.
just
Oh,
yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, he was he was my best
Nah.
friend.
No. I'm not saying he was my
he
best friend. He
donated
was
to
amazing.
my GoFundMe.
He donated $50 million to my GoFundMe page.
Yeah,
No, but did you hear the story?
he was
about,
the Aussie larrikin. Yeah, he was a
Bro, his personal life was chaos.
yeah.
But
Him and
could relate.
Wayne Carey. Those two were
nah, you
characters
can't
for me.
put Wayne Carey on the same pedestal as Shane Warne. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Not really, but
Not even
he
close.
also-
Shane Warne didn't, you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
all the wives of the Australian cricketers were safe
Yeah.
when Warne was around.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, let's you know, that's a different
What
kettle
I'm
of fish.
saying is that we, despite the fact that he's got nothing to do with us, but as Australians, he's like part of the
We identify with him. We relate to him.
It's part of our culture.
Yeah, exactly.
But we
Australian
do.
culture.
We can
yeah.
relate
so,
to him.
So
Yeah.
that's just one example. But think about it. Like, we don't know. Like, for example, I'm from Pakistan. All right, yeah, Imran Khan, I guess, or whatever, famous cricketers. But
Yeah.
like, we don't identify with their equivalent of Warney. Like, you know, like
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, we
because
can't.
it's a complete.
And even if there
different
was
culture.
one, like, what's he talking about? What's he doing? You know?
Because it's
You
a
know?
different word. It's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
different culture. It's like
Yeah.
you identify. Okay, who's a Oromo superstar or sports star or movie star?
No idea, bro.
Go to
There you go.
Wikipedia, find famous Oromo, And then
There is one.
do you identify with him and feel like you?
Not really.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't even come to your mind until you thought about it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Right, that's the point. And the same thing goes for me for if it came to people from India.
That's,
Yeah.
even like not even Australian. Like you know who else died today?
Who?
This is worse.
Is this going to depress me?
He died at the age of 92.
Okay, mashallah.
Aussie Ostriches, the guy who did the voice for it.
Oh, no way.
Hey, it's Saturday.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so he died as well.
Well, that's been drowned out with the memorial tonight.
Yeah, exactly. Astaghfirullah. Azim. I mean, I don't know why astaghfirullah, but yeah, that's another one. Like how?
Yeah, but he wasn't a Shane Warne. He was,
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
on Voice
I
of
know.
an Ostrich on TV.
Yeah.
Like we
I don't
get
know
it.
his
Oh,
name,
well,
yeah.
and he was 92. He
Yeah.
wasn't 50, 52, whatever
Yeah.
Warne he was.
Yeah, that's another cultural loss, I guess, for Australia. But like,
Well, not
that's-
really. He hasn't done much
Not just the
lately.
Aussie stuff, but even like in America, like what happened with the slap. You know,
Yeah, but I can't. Can you, on a personal level, identify with Americans? I can't.
Nah.
not
I
on
can
a personal,
identify
but
with Aussies.
But
Yeah.
we've consumed so much entertainment.
But do you feel like Warnie's death actually depressed me? When he passed
I
away.
wouldn't say depressed.
No,
me.
when he passed
It
away, I
was
said
like,
to my
oh,
wife.
this guy's dead.
No,
you know,
when he passed away, I actually said to my wife, I don't know if I want to, if I can cry or not for this.
Yeah.
Like, that's how upset I was.
That's your sort of sense of like trying to be like, yeah, you're very white.
no, it's not a sense of trying to be
Bottom
anything.
line,
I
too
genuinely,
white.
I genuinely
Too-
felt emotion when he passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's not a sense of
Are you a
trying to be
cricket
anything. I like cricket,
Okay.
Okay.
right?
yeah,
So
okay.
it wasn't a sense of anything. It was genuine. I was genuine, like, oh, fuck.
Did you used to watch cricket?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
explains
probably
Of
why.
course.
I wasn't.
I never watched cricket. What sort of pack are you, man?
Nah, I don't really.
I'm actually shocked. Well, no, you didn't watch cricket.
Nah,
How do you not watch cricket?
Nah, no, only World Cup, like maybe.
Really?
Yeah, nah, really, nah. I was not a.
I
Not a cricket fan.
think he's the first
I get it, like
Yeah.
emotional
that says he doesn't watch cricket.
Really?
Yeah.
You're a traitor at both races.
Yeah, not really. It doesn't interest me. I mean, like I think for not really. Nah.
You don't like cricket.
No,
Like
he
you-
didn't say
you
he
might
doesn't watch.
love it.
He doesn't watch
We
it.
might watch the odd,
Right,
World,
if I had
India,
time,
Pakistan World
I don't
Cup
have
sort of thing.
time. Otherwise, I would love to watch it.
Yeah.
Test matches, day
You know,
nights.
like all those.
2020 doesn't do it for me.
Yeah.
You know, all those cricketers that started practicing and started coming to mosques and stuff, like the famous cricketers. Like
Really?
the
After winning?
Inzamam, no, Pakistani.
Oh yeah,
Pakistani.
back in the day, yeah.
It doesn't do nothing. For, like, I honestly, I like. All right, whatever, you know. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I get the sport. I played as a kid and watched games and whatever, but he actually.
I
I was at one of my teachers' house, and Muhammad Yusuf from Pakistan,
Yeah.
like he was a opening batsman, all that sort of stuff. Captain, I think at one point maybe.
Yeah.
He came and he goes, "Do you know who this is?" Like my teacher said, he came to visit my teacher
teacher from where?
from Pakistan, right?
In Pakistan?
In Pakistan, yeah.
Okay.
So he came to his house and he said, "Do you know who this is?" And I looked up at him. I said, "No." Muhammad Yusuf, it's
Yeah.
him. And he go, "Look at me." I said, "I don't know who he is." And he said, "That's Muhammad Yusuf." I said, "All right, whatever." You know, like, "All right, assalamu alaikum, brother."
No, I'm
Like,
not. I'm not awed by cricketers
But
or
you know
whatever.
you-
But you feel pain. Come on.
You know who like when Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, I mentioned this before, when he came to Melbourne and he was at Rebel Sports, one of the sports shops in the city,
Yeah.
and he was doing signing, like autographs. That was like amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's even before my time.
I would
because
agree
it's
with you,
Kareem,
yeah.
his name's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah.
And
So
we
you
were in
identified
high
with the
school.
Muslimness, the
that was-
Kareem.
That was like
No,
90.
but he was also a legendary
Oh,
basketball
Well,
player. He was like
yeah,
the
yeah.
skyhook.
He's still the
better
best
than-
center. He's
yeah,
the best
he's-
center.
I think he's
still
better than
till
Michael
now.
Jordan.
Yeah.
No,
Maybe not.
That's a big
No,
call.
no,
If
he's
you
still
look
the
at his
best
stats-
center.
If we're getting into NBA, that's a big call.
No, he's
Nah,
still the
stats-
best
stats-wise
center.
is
He's
better.
still considered like he was 6 times MVP and all that.
Yeah.
But anyway, just that memory. That was like we were like young boy, like we were like high school, year 10, and we were visiting Parliament House or something in the city. And then we found out Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, so we left our school. We defected from our school. Something happened. We got permission, I think, maybe something. We just went to
No,
that place.
you
And he
whacked.
was there and he was signing stuff. And then
Yeah.
he saw us and looked at us and, you know, and he looked at us. He saw our thing, like Muslim school thing. And he says, "Assalamu alaikum." And that's like,
Oh,
I
that
remember,
would've felt good.
yeah, to have
That
like
would've
when he
felt
says
good.
salam to us and it's like, oh,
And he
in the
would've been like,
90s, I'm
cool.
talking about 90s, like we didn't have any
Yeah.
sports
Yeah.
people. There's no Bashar
And-
Hooli or
yeah,
famous
and-
Muslim cricketers or practicing Muslim cricketers or something like that, to have someone like that
Yeah.
acknowledge you.
That would have been big.
I would say cricket is fun to play, but it's not cool like basketball. You know what I mean? Like
That's true.
There's some
That's
element
true.
of coolness, you know, when you're
Why?
Yeah,
Because
like,
most black people play cricket. No,
No.
we play basketball.
no, it's not that. It's just
We got West Indies, bro. West Indian teams in their prime were cool.
Yeah.
Come on, Viv Richards, Ambrose.
No,
all those
no,
guys.
it's not the same level. I think you know
Yeah.
what it is. It's playing on the big pitch, while basketball is much more intimate. They get close to each other's faces. There's more interaction between the two teams.
It's
Like
more.
they-
It's more.
a battle.
exciting.
I'm not bagging basketball, but
It's a battle.
Think about watching someone hit a ball with a bat, and someone jumping through the air and slam dunking on someone's face.
Yeah. There's an
but
intimacy.
think about
and-
someone hitting a ball that comes at you like 132 kilometers an hour.
I mean, it is what it is. It's just a ball coming at you.
Yeah, look, I'm not saying basketball's not cool. I'm not taking either side here.
Yeah.
Where I'm coming from is, come on, man, you can't identify with Shane Warne. Like,
Nah.
you don't like cricket? Like, I'm still there. My brain is still at.
No,
What does this
I've-
man
I've-
mean? He doesn't like cricket.
Yeah.
Identified Muggsy Bogues, you know, is that the little guy? You know,
Yeah.
Spud Webb and all those the
You're
characters.
old school.
The 90s basketballers were that was
They were
like
unbelievable,
Peak.
yeah.
the-
90s, my only really real thing with the 90s was Jordan, Johnson, just the mainstream.
Yeah.
No. There was it was a different era.
Every team was like out there to kill,
Yeah.
and it was a lot more vicious because there were a lot of the rules that they have now. Like now,
Yeah, they've changed a lot of the
you,
rules.
you can't even put your hand in front of someone that's trying to score against you. You can't, like, there's certain things that you can't do. Whereas before, you can elbow, you can pull in their shirt. It was actually
Well, it's the same thing for footy and
It was actually
rugby and
rough,
all
yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
All the codes we've become.
Yeah, what
Woke.
we identify. So the point we're trying to make before was that we identify with certain cultural things, and like we identify. Australia's weird because we have Australian things.
Do you know the Pakistan national anthem?
Yeah, a little
Oh,
bit.
do
of
you?
it. Yeah, a little bit of it. I'm not gonna do it, but
I
we had to do it in
I
school.
want to hear it. I
I
want to
think
hear it. I
grade
want to
three,
hear it. I want to hear it.
actually.
I want to hear it.
No.
Come on, bro.
It talks about the pure land and
the land's always pure.
Uncorrupted people.
It's like
You got to bribe the taxi driver when you get out
it's
of
an
the
ideal
airport.
an ideal we're supposed to live up to. But
Yeah.
anyway, the
Australia's got.
no. What I was saying, like cultural things, like Australia, we're part of the Anglosphere.
yeah.
We
So
are.
of course we take everything from. It's weird because we take little we appreciate the haka in New Zealand rugby and Australian rugby and all that.
The haka
then-
makes the hair on my hands and my body stand up.
Yeah,
When
and
it's
then
done
like we
properly.
take very
Haka's pretty
American,
intense,
US, definitely culturally very like we take things from Britain. We take much more influence
From America, I think.
from
yeah.
United States, big
Yeah.
time
I
Hollywood.
actually, on a
So,
side note,
so that thing that happened between Will Smith and
oh,
Chris
he's
Rock.
going back
No,
to
no.
Will Smith.
No, like it's a weird
Bro,
thing.
why
It's-
would
it's-
you slap? It wasn't even a punch. Like it was a slap.
I think it looked like he was going to go for a punch. And
He
then
changed
just
his mind at
opened
the last second.
Opened his hand up.
Yeah. So it was.
But he
a-
laughed. He laughed at the joke.
Yeah,
Till he looked
yeah.
at the missus.
Yeah.
He's like, damn, I ain't getting any tonight.
Yeah, she's a.
Well, sorry, mate.
So he's yeah. So Goldilocks rolled the eyes.
Will Smith comes running in.
But so it was.
Have you locked the front door?
It was you know like as a Muslim when you look at it, first thing is like I think Jim Carrey put it. He goes the level of hypocrisy.
Yeah.
They gave him standing ovation the same night he smacked
That's
the person
right,
in the face,
for
which is
winning
a
that
crime.
prize.
If Chris Rock,
That's hope.
this is the thing. Chris Rock he started the comedy tour.
Yeah.
The tickets were $40
Yeah.
before that night.
Yeah.
They all sold out, and tickets are $500.
No.
Oh,
He killed it.
He's killing
He
it.
killed it.
That's
But did he put
material,
the
man.
price up or is it scalpers?
No, because this is like demand. So
Demand, yeah.
it's automatic, and that's the ticket selling for 500, like 10 times. He killed it.
Maybe they both set it up and he said to Will Smith, I'll give you half.
Yeah, we'll split Harvey's on this.
Yeah,
no,
but
I don't.
Is that
I don't-
money coming to Chris Rock or is it just scalpers now?
No,
on the
he's
internet?
obviously he'll be there'll be mixture of things, but then he puts more dates and so forth.
Oh, yeah,
and you
he's
know what
gonna-
the tour is called?
What?
Oh, no.
No, this was from before.
Oh,
Is
okay.
your phone on?
No, it's not. Just turn it on for a sec, just for your benefit.
Why don't you just use the laptop?
Because it's flat.
Ah,
The battery's died while the
it's
charger's
it's just
plugged
there
in.
for aesthetics, huh?
It's,
So even when he was walking up, like, oh, I was at home. I had no idea. Lada came over.
It looked like it was a joke.
Lada came over. He's like, bro, do you know what's going on? I go, I don't know. Will Smith. I go, what about him? Right? And then he's talking about the slap, and I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
But Chris Rock's reaction.
Ego death.
Huh?
Ego death.
Oh.
Ego.
Did he change the name, or was that the original name?
No, that's the original name.
Okay.
The thing is that as a Muslim, firstly, someone insults your wife or whatever like that, under normal circumstances, just take that. We were talking about this last night. Just take that snapshot of that.
Yeah, but under
Then this is the least of the reactions. Like this is
but under
expected.
normal circumstances.
But
if we talk about normal, no one is going to insult your wife like that because you haven't put yourself out there.
and it was a mild joke anyway. If you see
Well,
previous
yeah.
Gervais and all that, like what they said,
And even about
he was
her.
ruthless when he went after. He said, like they've honored it. This is the thing. It's a very sick community.
Hollywood,
Yeah, Weinstein. What's that guy? The
Epstein.
the other one that's in Switzerland. He can't come back to America. He's a director.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one with the glasses.
Yeah.
Woody Allen.
No. Woody Allen's that's another one. Yeah, he's still held. People praise
That's what
him.
I mean.
His
And
artwork
even his
all.
movies.
So they're a very sick, twisted, like abnormal, like narcissistic, hypocritical, like community in general.
Yeah.
That whole Hollywood thing. So and they know why they're there. They're going to get roasted and so forth. So
And they're going to make money.
yeah. So they thing. But he because he's been insulted for the last how long has it been? 1 year. Because his wife had affairs.
And they've
It's
got
disgusting, like-
they've got an open relationship.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she sort of forced a real open relationship on him, I think. But and like it's a twisted and he's been humiliated. Now, like you see what they're doing. Like if he thought that was gonna show
Yeah.
people
How
are gonna
tough he
now
is.
now they've gone like full. Like the comedians, like they've closed in ranks and they've started like just fully smashing.
Yeah, because the thing is, Will Smith is not a stand-up comedian.
Yeah, he's a comedic actor.
You know, he
Right.
made the exact same joke.
But I saw that.
Yeah, I seen
But
your whole like
the-
20
the-
years ago.
Yeah, but the thing is, but you could say he was young, he didn't know any better.
Yeah.
But he's not a comedian, and comedians are very quick,
Yeah.
right? And very sharp, very intelligent.
Yeah. Chris Rock, you could see.
You could see,
he
he's
was lining
just
up
like,
all the.
No, I know that's exactly.
Yeah, he
all
could've-
he came back with was it was a GI Jane joke, just
and he
to say,
probably
bro, you
had
need to chill
somebody
out.
speaking in his ear
saying, "Just chill, just chill,
yeah,
brother, just
somebody's-
chill.
somebody's
Don't do
come-
anything.
Yeah.
Just chill. We're gonna
And
give
he
you $1
came
million.
out. He won.
more."
He won. Like just
did
by
win.
being composed, he won.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, people say that he got slapped and this and that, but actually the fact that he just kept his
He
composure.
came out with more respect.
yeah,
Yeah.
like he
Like,
the guy.
would you go and pay to watch a Will Smith movie?
Nah,
No,
not anymore.
Many
I
people
mean, not
said
that
that.
you would ever go. watch a
Kareem
movie, but-
Abdul-Jabbar actually, ironically, he wrote an article. That's why it sort of came to my mind. He wrote a really good article.
About this?
Yeah, I sent it in the
Already?
Yeah, really good article. Yeah, that guy is a very intelligent. I've read his stuff before. He's a very articulate, intelligent
Yeah,
person.
he's a very intelligent person.
Yeah,
He
said-
wrote an article.
Yeah, I'll read it because it's sort of summarized everything.
You know, he was about to box with Muhammad Ali.
Who?
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah.
Bro, that guy wouldn't have been walking straight after that box.
Nah, you know how tall he is, bro.
It doesn't matter.
And
Muhammad
he's
Ali.
The reach.
Nah, Muhammad Ali.
Bro,
bro.
he looks like a little kid.
It doesn't
Next
matter.
to- next to
When
him.
Will-
It does not matter.
This is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar today. When Will Smith stormed onto the Oscar stage to strike Chris Rock for making a joke about his wife's short hair, he did a lot more damage than just
yes, I
to
did.
Rock's
Yeah, I
face.
didn't know it was him.
With a single petulant blow, he advocated violence, diminished women, insulted the entertainment industry, and perpetuated stereotypes about the black community. That's a lot to unpack. Let's start with the facts. Rock made a reference to Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, as looking like Demi Moore in G.I. Jane, in which Moore had shaved her head. Jada Pinkett Smith suffers from alopecia, which causes hair loss. Okay, I can see where the Smiths might not have found the joke funny, but Hollywood award shows are traditionally a venue where much worse things have been said about celebrities as a means of downplaying the fact that it's basically gathering of multimillionaires giving each other awards to boost business so they can make even more money. The Smiths could have reacted politely, laughing along with the joke, or by glowering angrily at Rock. Instead, Smith felt the need to get up in front of his industry peers of millions of people around the world, hit another man, then returned to his seat to bellow out and what he sold to keep his my wife's name out or whatever. Some have romanticized Smith's action as that of a loving husband defending his wife. So some have said that, yeah.
So are you saying if a loving husband is defending his wife like that, that's okay?
First of all,
Islamic, like we're not talking Islamically. Like
No, I'm
what's a
talking in general. We're
social-
not talking about Islamically. Social norms. That is not okay.
yeah, but
Don't think so. Like so, someone.
But even Islamically.
Someone said for me it was the most beautiful thing I ever seen because it made me believe that there are still men out there that love and care about their women, their wives.
Oh,
That's
but
So,
come on.
actually, Karim Abdul-Jabbar, he says, actually, it was the opposite. Smith's slap was also a slap to women. If Rock had physically attacked Pinkett Smith, who's Pinkett Smith? The wife.
The
the
wife.
wife, yeah.
Sorry, no, her name is Jada Smith, isn't it?
Yeah.
Smith's intervention would have been welcome. Or
think
if he had
Pinkett's
remained
her
in
maiden
his
name.
seat and yelled his post-slap threat, that would have been unnecessary. But understandable, but understandable. But by hitting Rock, he announced that his wife was incapable of defending herself against words. From everything I've seen of Pinkett Smith over the years, she's a very capable, tough, smart woman who can single-handedly take on a lame joke at the Academy Awards. This patronizing, paternal attitude, blah, blah, blah. Worse than the slap was Smith's tearful, self-serving acceptance speech,
Oh, come
in
on,
which he
yeah.
rambled on about all the women in the movie King Richard that he's protected. Those who protect don't brag about it in front of 15 million people. They just do it and shut up. You don't do it as a movie promotion claiming how you are like the character. You just want an award portraying. By using these words, these women to virtue signal, he was in fact exploiting them to benefit himself. But of course, the speech was just about justifying his violence. Apparently, so many people need Smith's protection that occasionally gets too much and someone needs to be smacked. What is the legacy of Smith's violence? He's brought back the toxic bro ideal of embracing Cobra Kai teachings of might makes right and talk. He's actually quite interesting the way he writes.
It's an interesting
And
read.
talk is for losers. Let's not forget that this macho John Wayne philosophy was expressed in 2 movies in which Wayne spanked grown women to teach them a lesson. Anyway, I don't know what he's talking about. The black community also takes a direct hit from Smith. One of the main talking points from those supporting the systematic racism in America is characterizing blacks as more prone to violence. I'm just skimming through it. As for the damage to show business, Smith's violence is an implied threat to all comedians who now have to worry about that an edgy or insulting joke might be met with violence. Good thing Don Rickles, Bill Burr, Ricky Gervais weren't there.
Yeah.
As comedian Kathy Griffin tweeted, now we all have to worry about who wants to be the next Will Smith in comedy clubs and theatres. The one
so
bright
true.
note is that Chris Rock, clearly stunned, managed to handle the moment with grace and maturity. If only Smith's acceptance speech had shown similar grace and maturity, and including, instead of self-aggrandizing excuses, a heartfelt apology to Rock. I met Will Smith when I appeared on, because he was on Fresh Prince. He actually was on Fresh Prince 28 years ago. I don't want to see him punished or ostracized because of this one, albeit a big one, mistake. I just want this to be a cautionary tale for others, not to romanticize or glorify bad behavior. And I want Smith to be the man who really protects others by admitting the harm he's done to others.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, it's a good article.
It's quite interesting.
This is on
what the point of
Substack.
What's it called? Copycats now at comedy shows.
Yeah. And you know it's going to happen.
It's going to happen because someone's going to want to go, well, Will Smith did it.
Yeah, and not just that, there would have been, because out of the whole population of the world, all those people that saw, there's going to be a good number of people that would have agreed with him. That was a good thing, like we read there.
Yeah. It's sort of a catch. It's in Western society because you got freedom of expression.
Yeah, no,
freedom
but
of
these
speech.
guys have, look, Hollywood has these nights where they roast each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, the purpose of it is to basically denigrate completely the other person.
Yeah, but that saying is one thing. The reality, like they do that, they prepare themselves. But if you catch them off guard, then those sort of things, like as a Muslim, because Islam is about fitrah, right? It's the natural way human being is. And Islam takes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala takes care through the Sharia. One of the 7 things that Sharia protects, one of those 7 is the protection of honor. That's why, like a chaste lady, like a lady that has not done anything, if she's accused, it's 80 lashes for the one that makes the accusation, the false accusation against a lady that she's done adultery. It's not taken lightly. Like people's reputations are not taken lightly. Their honor is not taken lightly. So Sharia is it's one of the things that Sharia, like it protects life, deen, and all of these things have the mind. Hence, there's a punishment for alcohol, drinking, intoxication. So there's life,
Is
wealth.
society?
Like
one of them?
sorry?
Society, I think. I don't know.
No. There's specific five. Now it's very very late.
Anyway,
nighttime.
there's 5 or 7.
Yeah. So protecting your life, deen,
Liberty.
no, deen, reputation, property. Like people cannot just come. That's why all of these have a punishment. Like if you take somebody's life, an eye for an eye. So if someone kills somebody, they're up for the death penalty because they've taken somebody else's life. They've forfeited their own life by killing somebody. It's wealth. If you steal, your hand gets cut with all the conditions and so forth. If you break an entry and steal property, if you drink, it's not so severe, but there's a punishment for it, being intoxicated as a Muslim. So these are related to the state, right? So one of the things is the reputation. These are not taken because people are sensitive about that. And Sheikh Hamza Yusuf gives you can find on YouTube Hamza Yusuf, freedom of speech, and he talks about that. He goes, you can't, freedom of speech there's defamation laws. If you try to destroy somebody's reputation, these are serious, matters. So now the thing is that you've all signed up for this culture.
Yeah.
And this thing, you've signed up. It's in their view, it's a safe place. And if you're upset about it, then you can just walk out and switch off.
And don't air your dirty laundry.
Yeah, because he's been humiliated because of his wife. She's been sleeping with people half his age. That's what's happened, isn't it? That's, mate, someone said the slap was not for Chris Rock, it was for his wife, who's humiliated him as a man. Like, that's got to do something psychologically. And so when he got triggered, but that doesn't come out of thin air. So, and the humiliation that's been it's now.
Could you watch a Will Smith movie again?
No, I don't have any sympathy for his situation simply because he aired his laundry, out to
the red table.
Yeah, with that the red table thing, he just told the whole world.
I know too much about this stuff.
I only found out about it yesterday.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
The red table.
Sure, you guys.
We missed. We don't watch.
I can't be stuffed, man.
To know about Hollywood,
his life and what they did.
I don't have a TV.
I tried to watch it because my wife was watching. I was like, "Oh, what are you watching?" And then 2 minutes of it, and I just my head hurt literally. I actually felt.
It's just what the hell is this?
Like, what do you? And then I had a bit of a chat to my wife about.
I don't know. Chris.
I mean, she's free to watch whatever she wants, but it was just. Yeah, you're not missing out on anything.
My respect for Chris Rock increased.
Comedian said because these people have so many feelings.
Who does? Who does?
The Smiths and all these
the red table thing.
Yeah, that's all they talk about.
Because they have so many feelings and they have to share all their feelings with you. It's the worst. They're the worst. There's a lot of negative things can be said, but it's just. You see, how it's
behind
captured.
every great man there is a
that
woman.
one incident, which lasted for 10 seconds or half a minute, the whole altercation.
His whole legacy's tainted.
But it's not just that; it's where it happened, who was watching, who it happened to. It's captured the imagination of the whole West. We forgot about Ukraine. There's a war. There's World War III's about to happen.
The budget's been released. Everyone's talking about Will Smith's slap.
Yeah,
they'd be loving it.
It's shocking. It's shocking how quickly. We're so in tune with Western culture. That a potential World War III, people talking about nuclear war, about to be, which hasn't happened in 70 years, and we've forgotten about that, So that's where we're at.
Yeah.
So again, back to my point.
And we're talking about it in the podcast.
Yeah. I mean, because we can't ignore it. It's everywhere. It's all over the news. Go to Reddit, and the whole society's, everyone's. It's for the first 24 hours,
Yeah.
it's captured the whole society's the whole world's imagination.
When I was watching it, right, my thought process was, dude, you had that whole time of getting up from that chair, climbing up those stairs, walking across the stage to back off.
To process it all.
I
think you can't back off.
It wasn't anger, because you can't go there with anger. Anger is, okay, you're right in front of me. That's why there's such a thing as manslaughter and murder. Or premeditated murder. Manslaughter but it wasn't intentional.
But I think it goes back to what you were saying. You know how you said he was laughing at first?
Yeah.
I think he couldn't back down because
he laughed at it like everybody else. The fake laugh, and then he looked over probably at his wife.
Yeah,
I don't think it was a fake laugh.
No,
Oh, he was really enjoying the joke.
It looked like a genuine laugh.
Like a genuine laugh. It was funny,
laughter,
and then she was like,
she was
she
not
did her
laughing at all
sihr.
though. She was.
She did a sihr on him, her sorcery, and this miskin that is now affected
I'm not calling
by
him Miskin. I'm just saying he's just. She's got him. She's got him by the short and curlies, mate.
Yeah,
You know what I think he was trying to do? Like, I don't know if you guys know, but his wife was Tupac's missus. Like,
How do you compete with
back
that?
in the days? So I think he was trying to channel that in, like
Channel Tupac.
Like he's like, yeah, you know, if this was
someone,
Tupac,
I saw
he
a
would
meme.
go and,
I saw
you
a
know?
meme. Someone said like it's her with a bubble and said because if it was Tupac, he would have shot him.
yeah,
Tupac
So-
wouldn't have been there.
yeah, he wouldn't have been there.
Yeah,
It'd be somewhere else, you know. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, see you later.
Chilling.
Yeah,
yeah. So
How do you compete with Tupac? You can't.
yeah. He'd definitely be insecure.
I don't know.
anyway,
Anyway, yeah.
so
Can we say
speaking of
Rahmatullah for Tupac?
no, you can't. No. He's a kafir, you know. So
We
that's
don't know.
known.
That's not known.
known. That's
No,
It's
it's
not
known.
known.
His friend Napoleon was.
He had a
Oh, did he?
huge cross on
Yeah.
his back, isn't it? Salib
Yeah,
on
he's
his-
got tattoos and whatnot. But there's plenty of people who have tattoos.
yeah,
that
but
accept
Salib
Islam.
look cross.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Well,
plenty of people like that.
what
Muslims
happens
like
if you have a
that.
cross, like if before Islam?
Well,
and then
obviously
you accept
that's
Islam,
yeah.
like, you know?
It's your sins are forgiven. I mean, it's just
So what
stuck
Napoleon
with-
said he died a non-Muslim.
He goes. He doesn't know, but he's pretty confident that he didn't accept Islam.
So he doesn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
but
Allah Alam, yeah.
no, but like
I'm not saying
you
we're
can
gonna
say that
say
about anybody that you don't know
Rahmatullah
anything about, but most likely probably he's not Muslim. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
That's what
let's
depressed me
talk
about
to
Shane
back.
Warne.
I never thought we'd be
Look, we
talking
can't
Banzi,
even
we
make
gotta
dua.
make-
We can't
now-
make dua for them, and
We need to make
we
dua
make
for
dua.
Banzi's hidayah. That's
we
all I
make
can
dua
say.
for whoever's alive. Allah give them
You know, I only
the ones
found
that are
out
alive.
about
Allah
Banzi
give them
because of you.
hidayah.
I never knew Banzi until this guy started talking. I'm like, who's
What
Banzi?
country do you live in, bro?
Bro, I don't listen to that
How
stuff.
do you not know
I've
Jimmy
never
Barnes?
listened to that
This
stuff.
is
Cultural.
again white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, well, I reckon
The
you're onto
inferiority
something.
complex
Yeah.
that he suffered in school in Whyalla, in South Australia, and he wanted to be
Why
white.
is my skin brown? No, I want to be white.
And you know, he's singing rock and roll songs in the shower. You know,
Oh, and because you listen to Tupac, so you
And
want
his
it to be
mum's-
African American.
no, there's a famous Amir Hamza, I think, in the US, and he goes, you wanted to be so white instead of listening to black music, you started listening to white music, you know, and you're singing rock and roll in the shower.
Yeah,
you gotta. He's really good, but he said, you want to be, you denied.
Oh, you're an alim.
Anyway, so yeah, culture and our culture is not our parents' culture. That's for
It is,
sure.
and our culture is morphed, and it's just a massive milkshake of all the cultures around us.
And
Australian,
Allah keep us on
American,
deen, and
Indian.
Allah clean our heart from all the
Ameen.
things that are.
Ameen.
Look, there's good things in all cultures and things.
Ameen.
You know, but all the things that are antithetical to deen, like we know all these actors' names, the whole society knows them, and we can't even keep up with the new like TikTok and you know the stuff that we grew up
these
with.
guys on TikTok and YouTube that are more well known
Like
than Hollywood actors.
For the new
My brain
generation.
can't even process that. Like this guy's making a 5-minute clip.
Oh, what's his name? Jake Paul offering Will Smith and Chris Rock 20 million each to
Have a
Punch
fight.
on.
have
Who
a
do you
fight in
reckon
a
would
boxing
win?
ring.
Yeah, he's so
Will
tacky.
Smith,
They're so
man, I reckon,
tacky.
because he's
But-
Nah,
trained,
man.
he's bigger.
Nah.
You just.
I think you'd be
you're just rooting
pleasant-
for Chris Rock.
I
But
think you'd be pleasantly surprised with Chris Rock.
No,
Think-
no.
6 months of training, he's got a point to prove.
No. He won't. He's small, and actually, Muhammad Ali.
What you talking
Will
about,
Smith
Muhammad
is
Ali?
actually a big guy and actually trained to play Muhammad Ali. Like he actually trained in boxing
yeah,
to be him. I mean, he's acting, but still he trained properly.
yeah.
So anyway, and it's not going to. Chris Rock's not going to do it. Anyway, point I was trying to make
Well,
is
he
that all
sold
these,
out his
all
concerts.
these.
Chris Rock's just on tour now for the next 10 years.
Yeah, and you were telling the story because there's like 20 minutes of material just there from
20
the-
minutes, an hour. Think about the stuff that he can come up with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he'll be launching
Wow.
silos of. What I was trying to say was
And
that
that's
all of
probably
these
why he
people,
didn't sue.
all of these people that have, like, we know them. It's so weird. Like
Yeah.
all of these
Celebrities,
celebrities.
Well, they're in
yeah.
our lounge rooms every night.
Yeah, and like we're sitting in their company throughout our whole life,
laundry, your
and
phone.
like we've developed an affinity with them. And like there's one friend he went to meet. I think it's Greg Chappell,
yeah.
the
Yeah.
cricketer. So he went actually to meet him, you know, he said you had he had to say to him like, you had a very positive impact on my life, and like like
Yeah,
he probably
I get
did.
that.
He probably
I
did.
get
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
I get it.
Yeah, somebody might be decent or good.
get it.
And like sometimes if we're down and we listen to a comedian and they make us laugh or happy, as an example, and all right.
Pull you out of the despair of
whatever
darkness in your bedroom.
wherever we might be. Like no, but sometimes they just cheer you up.
Yeah.
And then like in your mind, although that person doesn't know you and you don't actually know that real person, you just listen to him for that 10 minutes.
Like people listening to this podcast.
And, you know, they develop a affinity and a familiarity.
Actually, we know probably everyone that
Yeah.
listens to the podcast. We're not
We know
that
the
famous.
person. I met them.
Your mum, your dad, my
I know
brother.
the families.
It's not family members.
The extended family.
And he like
We have an affinity for you guys. That's because you're my mum.
yeah. So the point being is that it's a weird, you know, even Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said about
Sallallahu Alaihi
Labid,
Wasallam.
the poet, to know about the celebrities or the who's who of the society. There's nothing wrong with that. Labid, like the poet, Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said everything he told was a lie, except for he became a Muslim, he became a Sahabi. Radiallahu anhu. So Labid, one of the poets of Jahiliyyah, he said everything that he told was a lie except for this one line. It was a poem that he recited in Jahiliyyah. The line was that everything other than Allah is falsehood. Right? So Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam knew about his poetry and quoted something from the Jahiliyyah. Like there's a reference, right? There's a history. Rasulullah Sallallahu only took the good, obviously, and this is what he teaches us. Or, for example, like one of the, I think it's Ka'ab radiallahu anhu, he's Sahabi, he became Muslim. So when he was introduced to Rasulullah Sallallahu
Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
and Abbas radiallahu, if I remember correctly, he's the one introduced, this is so and so. Rasulullah said, Ash-Sha'ir, the poet. And he said, that was the happiest day of my life. My prophet knew me before I knew him.
Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
Yeah, he goes, my prophet knew me before I knew him. Before I met him,
So-
he knew about he knew about me. I was famous, like even the prophet knew me.
Yeah.
Like
So
before,
if Will Smith gets Hidayah and he comes to Maulana to do bayat with him, he'll say Will Smith, and you'll be like, oh, the slapper.
yeah. So what I'm saying is to know, because to pretend that these people are the influences, they impact, and their morality, unfortunately, and this is part of the problem, especially in African American society. This is part of the problem. Like people like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, or they're like upstanding. Like, you know, they're not perfect.
It's harder for them to get through than these loudmouth whatever.
Yeah. Like they're like a lot of the Hollywood has like destroyed like a lot of like the decency in the like what was Malcolm X and those sort of people that were,
Dr. Martin Luther King.
you know, all those sort of like people that are upstanding and they were like real leaders.
Classy.
But I think Hollywood sort of is, you know, like Hollywood and that sort of narcissistic behavior has supplanted, and their leaders have become like in that community. Like they're still amazing people, but they've really sort of like a really sleazy sort of culture has been like put on African Americans, like gangster rap and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, it's not really representative of. It wasn't representative of them, but unfortunately now that's like become. You just see the culture's like it's just filth.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it is really filth. From the 90s, it started, and it just 80s it started, but really in the 90s it took off, and like people like Richard Pryor and all these people, like they're just filthy people, like comedians. But
I'm not sure how true this
That's
statistic
pretty
is,
big
but
call.
oh no, if you read about him, and you'll change your view about what type of human being he was.
Richard Pryor.
Yeah. It was like he was one of the worst, one of the first ones
Really?
that opened those gates. Yeah.
it was pretty.
Disgusting human being.
Yeah.
Yeah, really disgusting human being. Yeah, like he's one of those ones, like in that category of people that like that has affected. I'm not saying like people can't think for themselves, but these people do have an impact, positive or negative.
Even on our lives, everybody has an impact somehow, somewhere.
Exactly. We're not in isolation.
We impact people around us.
If we hear them and hear them and listen to them, then they have an effect on us. You're saying? Sorry, Lata.
No, I was going to say, because you were talking about the African Americans, how they've slowly deteriorated. I don't know how true this statistic is, but apparently 1960 there was a household, like a mum, dad, and kids. It was about 70%. Now it's 20% in the African American community. So that's
like their family cohesion, society is collapsing, and you can see the effects of it. The type of people that are coming out, they get more weirder and weirder by every decade. Like it really is like
not just African Americans, it's everybody.
But it's very noticeable in that society. It stands
Is that
out.
because it comes out to the fore more, the media talks about it more?
I think they actually target them.
Yeah.
Like the like the music that they pump out and the how they're represented in films and TV shows, just in general. It's like they just target them, and they do it. I don't know.
They're saying it's culture.
Yeah, they like when it comes to African Americans, especially the women, there's this whole notion of like, I'm an independent woman. I don't need no man, And what does that mean? It means you're single. That's a broken up family, And most of these guys, that's what they strive for. They think that's something that men are attracted to, And it's, as we were talking before, how we take we're influenced by America. You see this like in my own community, like in the Oromo community, like when I was younger, looking for a spouse and whatnot. I sensed a lot of this.
What's that?
Like a lot of these women, they think that if you're independent and you can support yourself and that kind of stuff, that's something that's
not a bad thing.
But to be honest, as a man, I don't care.
What does that mean?
As in, like, I don't.
You need
care.
to explain yourself clearly, or you're going to be kicked out of the community.
What I want to try and say is,
let's just make sure you're clear.
I don't care that, say, like my wife, right? For me, it doesn't make a difference whether my wife can, like, whether she can make her own money and whatnot. It doesn't increase or decrease
your respect for her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because for me, her role is not that. Like, I know I sound a little bit
old-fashioned,
but Islamically, honestly, like that's
no. It's the roles are defined.
Yeah.
Whether people try to turn upside down or not, that's a different thing. Like it's like they can work and all that sort of stuff, but Islamically, it's not like the ultimate example. The most perfect family is what Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, defined for Fatima radiallahu anha and Ali radiallahu anhu, his own daughter.
Yeah,
which is you do the work inside, he'll do the work outside. Very simple. Etiquette or whatever he gave, but it's not. Doesn't say that woman's not allowed to work and so forth.
Yeah, but what you're saying is a very different thing.
I'm not saying
to what Lata is saying.
I'm not saying they're not allowed to work. What I'm saying is I'm just talking
about
say that my own opinion.
No. But right? Lata's talking about independence and
having
so it's that strong-headed woman. That's what you're saying, or you're someone that's going to put it on you.
I think you're misunderstanding. What I mean is, when you're looking for a spouse, like let's just say hypothetically,
you're not looking at the resume.
Yeah, I'm not looking.
That's not what to make a wife.
Care less,
You look at someone that you can chill with.
Like
someone that's not going to do your head in, you're not going to do her head in.
Yeah,
and just chill out and go camping.
But the thing is, women.
My dad was dealing.
Women don't know that. They think that we value this.
My dad was dealing with one.
Yeah,
he was dealing.
That's what I felt like.
I get what you're saying. My dad was dealing with one case and it ended up in divorce. And he said, because you didn't marry a husband, you didn't marry a wife, you married a lawyer and you married an accountant. That's why it was an accountant marrying a lawyer. Yeah. That's what you're looking at. You're not looking at a traditional home
or the personality of the person.
Well, that's a very white Western sort of thing. But
I agree with that. Personality will
it's
be a lot more important to me.
Like, I understand what you're saying, but personality has to come into it. Like if you're looking for a spouse,
you guys click.
You need to be able to chill with this person.
Yeah, exactly. You click.
You don't want to come home to work.
There's a connection. Yeah, I get.
And she doesn't want to come home to work or whatever. Yeah,
there's a connection, right? That's it. Yeah, we can all agree on that. But it was more about the it's there's an arrogance that's created by the thing that's got nothing to do with the relationship.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And doesn't have an
and actually not just related to
the
relationship, it's actually detrimental to relationship.
Exactly.
Where you basically are trying to do power play and games and dominate and control.
Oh, bro, that's too much work, man.
Yeah.
That's
too much
work.
Yeah.
That is too much work.
Yeah.
Excuse me, but that's just too much work.
Right,
The whole
leave
power play thing.
Leave with that beautiful point.
No.
Yeah.
That's too much work.
Yeah.
It's like you do you, I do me. We just chill.
Yeah, exactly.
Where's the tent?
Yeah. Let's go camping.
Let's go bush.
Yeah.
Run away from our problems, but anyway.
So, how long were you in your house for?
No, he was sick. He had he was recovering.
Yeah. So last
May Allah
thing,
give you shifa.
we'll wrap up inshallah. That's it. We'll call it.
That's
a
it.
night.
We're going to
And-
stop on that.
Yeah, we'll stop on that inshallah.
But we haven't discussed the reason you're sitting there, he's sitting here, and I'm sitting here.
No, we're just trying different angles. You know, I like this. I like this. The only thing is that this thing is in the
Everybody
way.
focus on ladder. Oh.
Yeah,
How
it's
many
block-
times have I complained
it's
about that
blocking- it
arm
blocks
going,
the
I
view.
can't see ladder?
I've got to.
And you, what did
Yeah,
you
I'm
say?
sort of like
And what did you say? You said,
looking
don't
through
worry
the
about it.
branches.
Don't worry about it. You're
Yeah.
just talking to each other.
Yeah, I like this. I like this.
Yeah, I'm like in my position. I can see both of you.
Yeah. It's yeah.
I'm happy here now.
All right.
Mm.
No, I like this view. Inshallah.
Inshallah.
We'll leave it at that. Inshallah. All right.
Is that it?
I think we make dua. Hopefully, we'll have our first guest soon. In advance, Ramadan Kareem, Ramadan Mubarak to everybody. This
Are we
Saturday.
doing podcast in Ramadan?
Maybe, inshallah. We'll see.
It'll be a late one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it will be late.
yeah.
But we'll see.
Or
We've done it
early,
before.
during the day while we're fasting. Nah,
Nah,
too hard.
No,
That's,
we're
too
too
hard.
much. Yeah. And we need like save the energy for
But
Tarawih. and all
night
that.
time is my
Tahajjud.
I'll be in Tahajjud and
your
Quran and
10
All the
khatams.
amal, mashallah.
you know, like
Inshallah.
I will only be able to do 1 hour sajdas if we do the podcast.
We'll do. Astaghfirullah.
Well, astaghfirullah, inshallah.
Inshallah. Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Give us all tawfiq.
Ameen.
For long sajdas and rukus and qiyam.
Ameen,
tilawat,
ameen,
inshallah.
ameen.
Inshallah, hope
Says the
everyone,
guy, I just prayed like
on behalf
literally
of the
like 2
Masjid
minutes.
Carpark podcast, we wish everyone a Ramadan Mubarak wa Kareem, inshallah. And hopefully we'll catch up in Ramadan as well, inshallah.
Merry Ramadan and a joyous New Year. I mean, a joyous Eid.
Assalamu
Talking
alaikum
about
wa
wine.
rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Please like, subscribe, and press the bell icon. It's usually like, just so you can
Assalamu alaikum.
get to know us and feel it and your affinity.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu
Assalamu
alaikum.
alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.